guys, it's Glenn from glenscarcollection.com, and in this video we're going to see if you can daily drive an E46 M3. So rather than just do a video and kind of talk about it, let's actually do it. So when I'm filming this, it's Monday morning, and this week I'm going to drive my E46 M3 to work every single day, and we'll see how a 16-year-old car with 90,000 miles does as a daily driver. So we do hit some New York City traffic, some Lincoln Tunnel traffic, but hopefully today we won't. All right, so handling is great. It's a rear drive, manual transmission. As a back road car or a fun car, we know it's fantastic. But how does it do at 16 years old? So now I've warmed up the car really good before I turn the camera on. Let's do a little acceleration. And that's third gear acceleration. Now the car is 333 horsepower, I'm sure you all know, but I'll go over the stats anyway. 262 foot-pounds of torque. So because I'm a commercial real estate broker, my daily driver, if you don't know, is a 2013 Audi S8. Totally different than this car. That's an 8-cylinder twin turbo. This is an inline 6, normally aspirated. That car makes 520 horsepower, which is seriously underrated, and about 484 foot-pounds of torque. Here we have 333 horsepower and only 262 foot-pounds of torque. So accelerating on that highway like I usually do, I typically have another 200 pound-feet of torque, and you can really feel it with the turbo. But so far so good. I mean, it's still, this car is about 4.8 seconds to 60, give or take. The Audi's about 3.5, 3.6, totally different cars. One is a luxury, fast luxury Autobahn car. This is more of obviously a sports car, even could be a good track car, if you will. I used to track my first E46 M3, the goodness sake, a blue one. So adequate, good enough power emerging on the highway. 4.8 seconds is still faster than most of the cars you're going to run into. Here I have a Subaru in front of me, a Chevy Cobalt, another Subaru behind me, a Toyota minivan. So obviously this is going to be faster than most of the daily drivers that you're going to encounter on the road. Remember, if you like what you see on this channel, you like the E46 M3, remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. We have a lot of E46 M3 content. I've already filmed a lot of videos. Oh, the sun's coming out with this car, so you'll see that coming up in the next couple weeks, next couple of months, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss those E46 M3 videos. So ride on the highway. Our ride's pretty good. Now we're going a little over the speed limit, so there is some road noise in here. It's not as quiet as, say, a luxury car. It's not supposed to be because it's a sports car. But the ride is pretty good. I mean, there's no setting, there's no EDC like the E92 M3 has or my E90 M3 has. So we just have, one suspension choice here, and this suspension is stock. I don't remember what kind of gas mileage this car got, but who cares? So what I'll do is I'll drive this car all week long. My commute is about 20 miles each way, so about 40 miles round trip. The commute in the morning is better than the commute coming home. No matter what time I leave coming home, it's bumper to bumper traffic, so we'll see how it's going to be bumper to bumper coming home tonight and all this week. Now keep in mind, this is a 2003. I'm filming this at the end of 2019, almost 2020. 2020 models are out now, so essentially this is a 17-year-old car, and it's been driven. 90,000 miles is not bad for a 17-year-old car, and this car has definitely been taken care of. Since I bought this car about a month ago, it's been a month already, can you believe it? Maybe longer when you see this video. I've already got comments from a previous owner who loved this car and spent a lot of money keeping the upkeep, and that's why it looks and drives in such good condition. Also, one of the previous mechanics said that they used to work on this car and how great it was. So if this E46 M3 is not reliable, we're all screwed. So hopefully it'll be reliable. Now, if you're used to a modern car, we don't have a backup camera. I don't have a place, a USB to plug in my phone. There's basically 3 different ways I can get to my office depending on traffic from 3 different highways. So I always use Waze to give me the best way. And every time I don't listen to Waze, I get killed in traffic. So we're following Waze today, and it's taking us on 4 different highways, I believe, to get to work. And that's the typical route I take, even though it's only 20 miles. Now this car is very stable at speed. We're not going any crazy speeds, but we're going the flow of traffic. As you can see, we're just starting. That might be a police car. No, it's not. Just somebody who's lost. What was I saying? I got distracted there. Yeah, so we're going with the flow of traffic, and it's fine. I can tell you that this car is very comfortable at speed. It's still, even though it's an old car, I'll keep this up, I guess you guys can see, and not super fast, it still can easily keep up with the flow of traffic, and the speed is still deceptive. Usually you only get that, like my McLaren, you think you're going 60, you look down, you're going 100, but a car like this is still deceptive speed. I feel like I'm probably going slower than I actually am. Now changing lanes, I actually have to look over my shoulder because you don't have the blind spot monitoring. You should look over your shoulder anyway, just like you should look over your shoulder backing up without relying on a backup camera. Obviously, we don't have satellite radio. We can't stream Bluetooth music because we don't have any of those features. They weren't really available in 2003. No Bluetooth. But so far so good. I have to put this down. Sorry, sun's right in my eyes. But so far, so good. Now, we picked a good time. I wound up, because I had another something to do this morning, so I wound up leaving a little later than usual, so we don't have, we've hit the traffic just right today for sure. All right, so now we're going to have a left lane merge going on another highway to my building. And it's not easy to merge here because basically you don't have your own acceleration lane. The highway just throws you into the left lane of a very busy highway. Now Waze is talking to me here about something. It's probably telling me traffic ahead. All right, so I can heel toe downshift. I might have a little advantage because I have a size 13 foot. So I kind of just roll my foot. Wow, we might actually hit this right. All right, now hopefully there'll be no cars coming. There we go. So we had good acceleration there to get in front of that car. Certainly a turbocharged car as a daily driver has an advantage because you have that power down low. This, I accelerated there probably 4,000 RPM. The power here is really higher. Now, this has the movable red line, the E46 M3, and what I mean by that, let's go over here. What I mean by that is, oh, don't cut in front of me. People just cut without looking, so I'm going to go around him. When you first start the car, the red line's like 5,000. I forget what it is this morning, to be honest. And obviously, as the car warms up, that red line goes further and further until you get to the 8,000 RPM red line. Now that person that cut in front of me is just stopped in the middle of the road looking at their phone, in the middle of a highway. We are at a red light, but they're stopped about 20 feet behind the car in front of them because they're reading their text. That's what's dangerous about driving your modern classic to work. It's the other people. All right, so now we're going to counter traffic and a lot of stoplights. Now the clutch is easier than I remember. Maybe I've had a lot of cars. It is a little stiffer than most. When I had the car, my first, be quiet Waze, when I had my first E46 M3, I found that the clutch was real stiff. I used to hate getting stuck in New Jersey traffic or New York City traffic because the clutch was heavy. Maybe I've had more heavier clutches, more extreme cars since then. But it's maybe a touch on the heavier side, but you can easily daily drive it. Now New Jersey's famous for potholes, so this isn't too bad. As we get, it's probably like still high 30s at night. Today the high is going to be about 60 degrees. So we really haven't had the pothole season. in the winter from the road freezing and contracting and expanding, we'll get all the potholes, and usually by spring they're atrocious. So this is actually a good time of year to daily drive it, because we don't have the mammoth potholes just yet, though there are some of them. So now going 5th gear, we're going 60 miles an hour, and we're at about 2,700 RPM. Now what I can do is put it in 6th gear, and at 6th gear, going the speed limit 65, I'm at about 2,400 RPM. This car is completely stock, except for a muffler. So I find myself going slower with this car because I'm driving it now as a daily driver. I'm very careful with it. You know, if the Audi got a scratch in it or something, I don't think I would care as much. The E46 M3 has always been my dream car. You know, I had one previously, so now that I finally got another one, I'm really excited that to have another one. So I really didn't want to take it to work, but I thought it would make a good video for you guys, because I'm sure that's a topic. Those of you out there that want an E46 M3, you might not have the budget for 2 cars, and see if this car actually works for you. Now the back seats are big enough. I'm 6 feet tall, 180 pounds. I can fit adults behind me. I have a friend taller than me, and he sat in the back seat before, so you can do it. The headroom is actually pretty decent up there, just like the M2. So I would say it's similar interior dimensions. If you've ever been in an M2 and tried out the back seat, you probably don't want to be there forever, but you can fit adults in the back seat. If you can live, this is my first impressions, and again, we're going to do this all week. I think if you could live with the car, you know, without having Bluetooth or backup camera or lane changing, or you remember, you don't have the automatic stop. If somebody stops short in the highway, the car's not going to stop for you. You have to do everything yourself. So if you're an attentive driver and a good driver, where you haven't gotten so used to those driver's aids, I think you can definitely daily drive this car. Now, a newer car is going to be safer. You know, the crash standards changed in 2006. So the E92, E90 cars will meet them, but these cars will not. All right, let's see if we can get around some slow traffic. So we got pretty good passing power. Again, you're dealing with daily drivers. You're not with your friends on the racetrack or your friends on the mountain road where you got to keep up with their GTRs and stuff like this. You know, we're just passing minivans and Subarus today. So 333 horsepower, 262 foot-pounds of torque is more than enough. Now we have a busy intersection here where trucks come barreling down this hill and coming around kind of a blind corner here. So with a turbocharged car, we can really, oops, there's one right there. We could really hammer in and go. With this car, we're not going to have the take-off power. And the roads are really bumpy around here too. Pothole heaven. All right, so this is day one, morning one. All right, guys, that's the end of our video, part 1 of daily driving an E46 M3. So we'll be back on Friday regarding this video with part 2 after I've driven it to and from work 5 days in a row. And then I'll give you pluses and minuses on driving the E46 M3 as a daily driver. So you're still going to get a video on Wednesday. It'll be a regular car review, so we won't do the E46 M3 again, so I can drive it 5 days in a row. So remember to hit that subscribe button. Remember to hit the notification bell, because you won't want to miss part 2 of this video that will appear on Friday morning. Thanks again for watching, guys. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.